mom, and I'm so happy because she's playing so well and so hard, and she's the aggressor, and it's fantastic.
But any feeling on your part?
What makes an 80-year-old woman regret? Claudine Longet, the singer and actress who once captivated the public, is now 80 years old with a quiet life and many regrets. What happened behind the spotlight that made her life take such a sad turn? Let's explore the ups and downs of Claudine Longet's story in this article. The tragic turning point, Spider Sabbage incident. The lives of Claudine Longet and Vladimir Spider Sabbage took an unexpected turn when they met in 1972. Their story ended in tragedy 4 years later. A celebrity ski race in Bear Valley, California, brought together Longet, an actress, singer, and Andy Williams' estranged wife, with Spider Sabbage, an Olympic skier and star in his own right. Both were at the peak of their careers. Sabbage had become an international ski champion, and Longet had built her name as a recording artist and actress. They felt mutual and immediate attraction. Their relationship grew fast, and Sabbage asked Longet to move into his Aspen home with her 3 children from her marriage to Andy Williams. His house sat in Aspen's exclusive Starwood neighborhood next to his friend John Denver's place. The couple's relationship started showing cracks after 2 years. Sabbage's coach and best friend, Bob Beatty, who saw him just an hour before his death, said Sabbage had told him the relationship was about to end. Spider's family and friends said he wanted Longet to leave, though he loved her 3 children. The relationship reached its tragic end on Sunday, March 21, 1976. That afternoon, Sabbage came back to his Starwood home after training at Aspen Highlands and meeting his coach Bob Beatty. They had planned dinner together later that evening. Stories differ about what happened next. The only clear fact is that Longet walked into the bathroom with a .22 caliber pistol while Sabbage got ready to shower. A single shot rang out around 5:00 p.m. He lost too much blood before help arrived and died on his way to Aspen Valley Hospital with Longet beside him. He was 31 years old. Officer William Baldridge found Sabbage's body on the bathroom floor. Police recovered the gun and ammunition at the scene. Longet said it was an accident that happened, while Sabbage showed her how the gun worked. Prosecutors painted a different picture. They pointed to autopsy reports showing Sabbage bent over, facing away, and at least 6 feet from Longet when the bullet struck, a position that didn't match someone teaching gun safety. A female officer heard Longet say, "I killed him," but courts later threw out this statement because no lawyer was present. Her daughter Noel told a different story in her deposition. She said her younger brothers were sledding outside when she heard Sabbage yell, "Claudine, Claudine," before finding her mother calling for help. 6 days after Sabbage died, Longet showed up at his outdoor memorial service in Aspen. She stood with the front row mourners holding a flower, a move that caught many people off guard. Authorities charged Longet with reckless manslaughter on April 6, 1976. The judge defined this as consciously disregarding a substantial and unjustifiable risk. This set up one of the decade's most talked about celebrity trials. The tragedy didn't stop with Spider Sabbage's death. It also dragged Claudine Longet into a scandalous legal vortex. So, how did that fateful trial unfold, and how did it change her life? The trial and its aftermath. The American public watched intently as one of the most sensational celebrity trials of the decade began in January 1977. Claudine Longet faced charges in Vladimir Spider Sabbage's death. This case would fascinate people across the nation and make international headlines that ended up changing both Longet's life and Aspen, Colorado's reputation forever. The quiet ski town turned into a media circus as Longet's trial drew extraordinary attention. News teams flooded the small mountain community from major outlets like the New York Times, the Daily News, and the Los Angeles Times. All 3 major television networks and international media, including the London Daily Telegraph. Reports showed that the shooting had generated more than 1,500 articles in just 9 months before the trial started. A series of procedural errors left the prosecution's case unexpectedly weak. Police had taken Longet's diary without a warrant at the time she rode in the ambulance with Sabbage. The court deemed this vital evidence inadmissible. It reportedly contained passages about relationship troubles between the couple. On top of that, improper legal procedures made blood samples showing cocaine in her system unusable. The prosecution faced another setback when evidence showed the weapon had been mishandled. Instead of proper preservation, an officer had wrapped it in a towel and kept it in their glove compartment for several days. Longet's defense team used these mistakes to their advantage. Jurors took just a few hours to reach their verdict in the 4-day trial. They convicted Longet of criminally negligent homicide rather than the more serious reckless manslaughter charge that could have meant 10 years in prison. Judge George Lower gave her a light sentence, 30 days in jail at a time of her choosing and a $250 fine. She served most of her time on weekends to be with her children. Aspen's community responded with immediate outrage to the lenient sentence. Many locals believed she had gotten away. One article noted, public reaction, particularly in Aspen, was of disbelief and anger. The situation grew more controversial when Longet took a Mexican vacation right after the trial with her married defense attorney, Ron Austin. The two later married and chose to stay in Aspen, where many residents still harbored strong feelings against Longet. The case left its mark on American popular culture. NBC's Saturday Night Live aired a controversial skit called the Claudine Longet Invitational that poked fun at a ski competition where Longet accidentally shot participants. The Rolling Stones wrote Claudine, a song about the case, though legal issues delayed its release. Spider Sabbage's family pursued a $780,000 civil suit against Longet. The out-of-court settlement included a confidentiality clause that banned her from discussing the whole ordeal. Steve, Spider's brother, made his feelings clear. It's a shame because Spider accomplished so much in his life. Claudine accomplished only 2 things, marrying Andy Williams and getting away with murder. Frank Tucker, the former district attorney who prosecuted the case, remained frustrated with the outcome. I've always known she shot Spider Sabbage and meant to do it, he said. She was an over-the-hill glamourpuss, and she was not going to lose another man. Judge Lower received many letters from across the country, with most people believing Longet had committed. Notwithstanding that, he criticized what he called the hostile attitude of Aspen residents toward Longet, noting that the defendant will have to live with that for a long time. After the trial, Claudine Longet was no longer the star of the limelight. She chose to quietly withdraw from the public eye, but what was her hidden life really like? Life after the scandal, retreat into privacy. Claudine Longet took an unexpected path after the controversial verdict and public outrage. She completely stepped away from the entertainment industry where she once flourished, a decision that would shape her future. More controversy erupted right after the trial when Longet vacationed in Mexico with her defense attorney, Ronald D. Austin, who was married at the time. Their relationship, which emerged from tragedy, lasted despite its rocky start. The couple dated for about 5 years before they married on June 1, 1985. Many people couldn't understand why they chose to stay in Aspen, a community where feelings against Longet ran strongest. The couple made their home on Red Mountain, an area known for its luxury homes and steep prices, even by Aspen's high standards. Their decision to live in the town where the whole ordeal took place left many puzzled. Their marriage has stood the test of time for almost 4 decades. By 2023, Longet and Austin had spent 39 years together, showing remarkable stability for a relationship that started under such intense public scrutiny. Reports over the last several years indicated the couple stayed in Aspen. However, new information suggests they might have turned a page. Early 2023 brought news that they put their Aspen property up for sale and moved to Hawaii, possibly ending their long connection to the Colorado resort town. Longet disappeared from public view quickly and completely. She walked away from her entertainment career right after her legal troubles ended. The star, who once lit up TV screens every week, recorded 7 albums, and acted alongside Peter Sellers, simply vanished from sight. She didn't just leave show business, she cut off all public connections. She never spoke about Sabich's death, strictly following the confidentiality agreement from his family's civil suit. Legal restrictions and her desire for privacy created an almost total media blackout. Calls to her unlisted phone number go unanswered, showing how determined she is to stay private. Some call her a traumatized recluse, but that seems overblown. People occasionally spot her in Aspen living a quiet life. One reporter saw her at a local food mall not long ago. Over these years, Longet broke her silence just once. She contributed briefly to an A&E television documentary about Andy Williams in 2003. Even then, she stayed behind the scenes. Viewers only heard her voice over old photos instead of seeing her on camera. This rare glimpse into her former life revealed something touching. The documentary quoted her saying, "To this day, people stop me in the street and say how much they loved the Christmas show." A sweet, yet sad reminder of her past fame and those beloved holiday specials. The difference between her past and present life stands out sharply to those who remember her entertainment days. A former rising star with hit records and screen credits now lives in what one observer called her private jail, a self-imposed isolation that has lasted more than 40 years. Decades have passed since the shocking scandal, and now Claudine Longet is 80 years old. Can her current life find peace after the events of the past? Claudine Longet now, life at 80. Claudine Longet turned 80 in 2022, and her life looks very different from her days as a rising entertainment star. She has managed to keep an almost unheard-of level of privacy for someone who was once in the spotlight. Longet still calls Aspen, Colorado, her home, the same town where everything changed for her in 1976. Many people find it strange that she stayed in Aspen, where the community's anger toward her ran deepest after the trial. She and her husband, Ronald D. Austin, whom she married in 1985, bought a huge 5.4-acre private estate in an exclusive mountain area back in 1980. Their property stands out as something special. Marketing materials describe it as a place that offers privacy, luxury, and stunning views from Aspen Mountain to Mt. Sopris. The secluded mansion sits away from Aspen's main residential areas and has been her haven for more than 40 years. August 2023 brought the first hint of change when Longet and Austin put their Aspen mansion up for sale at nearly $60 million. This move sparked new interest in the old case, and people started wondering about their plans. Some sources say they might have moved to Hawaii, possibly looking for an even quieter life in their later years. Recent photos of Claudine Longet are almost impossible to find. Getty Images has just 142 photos of her, all from her early career. No current photos seem to exist in public archives or on social media, showing how completely she has stepped away from public view. She rarely breaks her silence. She keeps an unlisted phone number and has only spoken to media once in 47 years. That single appearance was a voice-only contribution to a 2003 documentary about Andy Williams, where she spoke while old photos played on screen. People in Aspen sometimes spot her around town. A journalist once saw her shopping at a local food market a few years back, but such sightings are rare. Her children with Andy Williams, Noel, Christian, and Robert, Also stay away from media attention. Now at 81, Longet's decision to sell the house that holds memories of her life's darkest chapter means something deeper to some people. They see it as the action of someone no longer trying to hold on to the old image. The real reason, whether it's about finding closure, dealing with age, or just money matters, stays with Longet, who keeps her decades-long silence. Reports about Claudine Longet's current net worth tell different stories. One trusted source puts her wealth at USD 100.00 million, while another claims it's much lower at USD 1.59 million in 2023. This huge gap shows how hard it is to figure out the finances of someone who's stayed out of the public eye for over 4 decades. The truth probably lies somewhere in between, with her Aspen property being her biggest asset. Her decision to sell after 43 years makes people wonder about her financial plans. Some say the property might be split into several lots for development, which could push its value even higher than the reduced asking price. Longet chose privacy over money during her years away from fame. While other celebrities use scandals to write tell-all books or give interviews, she stuck to the legal settlement that stops her from talking about the Savage ordeal. This choice meant giving up what would have been a very profitable media deal. After years of living a private life and staying out of the limelight, Claudine Longet has now sold the house that holds painful memories from her past. Does this decision reflect a new direction in her life? What do you think about her current life and Claudine Longet's choice to live privately? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe.